All right, let's get this party started. Hello and welcome to a very special edition of Hedgehog Makes. My name is Austin, aka Zombie Hedgehog, and today I will be starting my Voron 2.4 build. Finally, after many months. This is not your typical 2.4 build. I don't have a kit, and I didn't even fully self-source. I'm using a lot of components that I had, components that were donated by viewers, and components that were donated by companies such as West 3D, LDO, and Filament from Polymaker. So huge shout out to them. Ginger wants to join us. Say hello. So how's everyone doing? Can you guys hear me all right? How's my mic? How's the music? Before we get too far. Busy but good day. Awesome, awesome. And of course, let me know how you like these live streams. Make sure to give this a like. And if you're new here, make sure to subscribe. In fact, I'm gonna need to throw my own notifications. See if I can find my own stream. Where is my stream? How's your Easy Dry working? Yours isn't working right. Film is staying at 60% or more humidity. If it's getting hot, it should not be. It should not be doing that. That's kind of weird. Let me copy the link to this, and then of course notify my audience. Yeah, so who in chat has a Voron 2.4, or even just the Voron in general, because this is my first go at it, and I don't have a ton of experience building, well, okay, I have some experience building printers, and I have some experience working with Voron design components, but not specifically a full start to finish build. So it'll be very interesting. All right, I gotta, where the heck did I put that? There we go. Oh, that's the wrong copy paste. Let's see, copy link address. There we go. New to Voron, you have a 2.4, awesome. What size? 2 switch wires, getting a micro on next. Oh, that's fun. Hardest part of 2.4 is running belts. Okay, I mean, if that's the hardest part, then I'm all for it. I have some other printers with questionable belt arrangements. You love one, but don't have the funds? Sure. Sure. And that's one thing about this printer, is it's a very complete and involved printer, which is why I'm very happy that I was able to have some people send over parts, and of course West 3D offered a discount for some of the remaining stuff. So I'll talk about that in a bit. Ginger really wants attention. Here, can you entertain the chat for a second? There, can you inspect this stuff? Make sure it's good. Thank you. Okay. Is it all good? No, not behind there. No one sees behind the curtains. One more here. Going live. Perfect. All right, it should be enough. 300, not big, not small. Okay, so that's what I'm building. I'm building a 300 2.4. I have the build plate somewhere. It's in a box. We're not gonna need that today, so I'm not actually gonna take out all the parts today, but I can kind of explain some stuff as I go. It's a 300 2.4. It's using a LDO frame, and it's gonna be in green. I'll go over the color scheme in a bit. But green frame. I'm running mostly stock, but with stealth burner, and then a couple of the Z mods. So I'm doing the bearing, the spherical bearing mod for the Z, as well as the improved tensioning mod. I believe that's what that's called. Other than that, it's pretty much stock, and I have all the components hopefully printed out. If not, we'll have to print that off separately. Ginger. Alright, Ginger likes being on the table. This is an issue. So behind me, this is the closest thing I have to a high-performance printer. I mean, it is. This is a Simple Core, which is Rolohan's printer design. It's sort of like a Trident in how it functions, but it has the belt path of a rat rig slash EVA. It uses an EVA toolhead, which is what I strongly prefer for making stuff like fast PLA. Alright, thank you, Pezlis. Thanks for stopping by. My SPO6 Plus is in the mail. Well, not in the mail, but gotta be in the mail. Alright, I'm gonna say bye. Bye, Ginger. She'll be back. Here, we'll just let you sit right here. I'll have a stream kitty. Come on. No? Alright. Lots of thumbs up. Awesome. Awesome. I heard it's not working. If you guys want to test to make sure the thumbs up button works, that would be pretty cool. Speaking of working, let's see if this works. Cool. Yeah, so this is Voron's website. I can link that in chat. If you've never seen a Voron, they have a couple different models. They have the Voron Zero, which is a little mini printer. They have a Trident, which is similar to what's behind me. And then the Voron 2. And of course, Switchwire, which is a bed slinger. And then Legacy, which is a weird printer. But Voron 2, this is what we're building today. So we need the manual. That'll be good. Perfect. Ah, yes, this is exactly what we're building. So Voron 2.4, Voron 2, the 2.4 R2. So right now, this is the current revision. It'll be updated in the future, probably be 2.5 if I have to guess, or something similar. But this hasn't changed in probably almost a year. The manual is dated for 7.4. Oh, I don't know which date code that is. I'm guessing it's American. But it hasn't been updated in a while, the actual 2.4 revision. So that's what we're going to be doing. So let's see, where do we start? Let me just go over some of the key features. So printing the parts, they recommend using ABS. You can use ASA too, that works great. 0.2 layer heights, and then a forced width of 0.4. I don't think that's critical, but that means they design everything with a 0.4 line width in mind. And then 40% infill, 4 walls, 5 top and bottom layers. So that's what I printed off everything in. And everything is printed in Polymaker. Let me see if I can grab it. Polymaker ABS. See if this overhead works. And sort of, yay. Okay, so these are my, there we go. This is my box of parts. I'll be adding to it as I print stuff. Focus doesn't want to focus today, it's fine. But I'm using dark gray and regular gray. This is all ABS because there was not a dark gray at the time. So by the time I started building this, I think they've now released more colors, and there's going to be Galaxy soon. So maybe I'll get to play around with that for this build. But I should have at least enough parts to get me started. If not, we'll just print them as we go. So that's coming. And the first thing to do is the frame. So let's get that set up. And I forgot my face. Can we do that real quick? Here, we're gonna set this up. Add my face to here. It's me. Let me just capture my face, a little bit of a behind the scenes action. Right? This is how the... Whoa, where am I going? Ah! Ah! Over here, maybe? Maybe a little smaller. Perfect. Just my head. And probably over this way too. Okay. How's this look, guys? You like that? No, this is not a Steve build stream. But I do have a cat. Probably make this a little bigger. There you go. Something like that. I like it. Looks good. All right. So I'm looking at the manual on this side. I can probably, what would be cool is if I had it like right below me. So like the manual as a vertical window. That'd be kind of neat. I could set that up for next time. But for now, let me look at this over here. There we go. Ooh, hello. These are all of the different components. I can go over that as we get to it. Okay, so blind joints. Blind joints are when you take an extrusion and slide your screw into an extrusion, and then there's a hole cut out that you can poke a Allen key and screw through it. So this is a very, very secure way of assembling these extrusions, because you have this nice flat contact area and it's all held in fairly well. The only downside is if you're cutting your own extrusions, if this surface is not flat, then you'll have issues. Luckily, I'm using the LDO frame kit, so I don't have to worry about that. And it already has everything pre-assembled, or pre-assembled, but pre-cut, pre-drilled. It's just, you assemble it. For this printer over here, I did all this myself. There's no blind joints, and I was going to, but then I was like, that's a lot of work. I might in the future, I might make it blind jointed to add some extra rigidity, but for now this is fine. And I'm not building a Voron kit. I am building a self-source with the help of a couple different vendors. Yeah, so it's a bunch of parts that I had. I didn't want a full kit because I had some stuff I could reuse. There's no point in getting a kit. So I filled in the blank. Honestly, I probably end up spending about as much as a kit because the kits are just so, they're valued so well. Like, let's take a look at the supporter of this. The main supporter of this build is West 3D, so thank you very much. They do sell full LDO kits for a 2.4. So you can get those right on their website. The stock goes in and out as availability comes in, but they have that. They also have a self-source function, which is very cool. So you can select everything you need for a Voron 2.4 or a Trident, and they will pull this out of their inventory, make sure it's all compatible, and then send it to you. So you can choose exactly what you want as if you're self-sourcing, but get it all directly from West 3D. If you're interested in this, I have a link in the video description to go there. It's an affiliate link, and I really like their service. I've been using them for a while, so I can strongly recommend it. So back to the build. The first Voron printer was released on March 10, 2016. Wow, 3 years and it's gonna be 10 years. That's a lot. That's a lot. This is what we're trying to get accomplished today, the frame. I'm waiting on a shipment for the bottom panel. Like I said, I'm self-sourcing everything, so I'm kind of getting stuff in as I need it. So the bottom panel will be coming for next stream, where we'll start the Z assembly. But we can at least get this done. This is going to take a little bit, and we'll go as long as we need to. All right, so these are all the extrusions, and we need to sort them. That's probably the first thing to do, is just get them all nice and sorted. I can put them in my little table behind me. But since they're similar, you don't want to mess them up. Although for this build, it looks like they are pretty easy. I don't have LDO notes because I don't need to, but if anyone has suggestions as I go along, if there's a specific guide on how to do the specific thing, let me know. That would be useful. Just gonna kind of force my way through it. Yep, I need the bottom panel, so I'll be getting that in. It's on its way. I'm just I forgot to request it. This is all on me to self-source it, so I'm my worst enemy. So let's do this first. Let's unbox this. This is my first time unboxing it. This is a brand new container. So this is how it comes. Very, very padded on the top. That's good. Put this aside. Good time to make sure the extrusions are all straight. Yeah, sure, absolutely. Make sure as you're going through this stuff, ideally before you start a build like this, go through every component. Make sure you have it. Go down your checklist. Make sure that it's all it looks good. The packaging isn't damaged. That's solid advice for all of these. So this table it's mostly flat, but it's not perfect. I might have to square it off stream somewhere else or find a different way of squaring it, but I'm confident that we'll get close on here. Close enough. Wow. Oh, that is absolutely gorgeous. Look at that. Wow. So if you're interested in these, let me take a quick look because they are gone. This is a legacy color from LDO now, which is why I needed to jump on this as soon as I could. So West 3D still has, at the time of this video, they still have the green in most colors for the 2.4, all colors, or all sizes, as well as the other ones. I think they just bought them out because it's kind of their color, so makes sense. And then for the Trident frame, I guess they don't have any green. So just 2.4 left. So if you're interested in picking up a kit before they leave existence, I would recommend doing that now. So it's a nice green. I'm not sure how well it translates on camera. It's pretty close, but it looked nice with that dark gray. Let me kind of show you what I was thinking. But the dark gray and it's like the regular, like this is the color scheme right here. So nice colored frame and then kind of plain inside. So that way it's gonna appear on the table really nice. And then when you look at the part, it's all just black and white on the inside. So you're just focused on whatever color you're making. It'll look nice on camera. I plan on streaming quite a bit of this printing when it's built onto MakerDeck, which is a 24-hour live stream over on Twitch. I'd recommend checking that out. Link in the video description. But I help moderate that, and I love to be printing on there. So let's just get everything unboxed and organized and kind of just check for visual damage. It looks fine. The whole packaging is fine. Hey, we have a sticker. Woo! I like stickers. Put that over here. Gotta get the West 3D, get the Pezliz butterfly and the hedgehog makes. There we go. Look at that. Who needs overlays when you have stickers, am I right? Oh, you should see. So LDO sent over, let's see, motors, a hot end, an extruder, which ended up using my simple core, and a screw kit. That was the nicest packaging I've ever seen. Like, I don't understand how it was the perfect size box. Everything fit perfectly. It's amazing. So yeah, we're already getting some weird sizes. I'm just gonna go by length. was actually debating getting just some of these kits as spare for other builds, because you can, you know, cut these if you want, because you can just buy a sale kit, cut them up, drill your own holes, etc. Because I do a lot of custom printers that are like very customs, like scratch built, scratch designed, mostly from Rolohan. He does a great job of designing these printers. It'd be nice to use a custom frame. His new Simple Core design uses a Trident frame. So you just buy a Trident frame. Welcome, Bob. Bob is the final sponsor of this build. Has donated numerous components, has been very supportive, and I very much appreciate it. I will have his name laser engraved on the back panel once I send that out. That'll be cool. Corner blocks for the bed extrusions are black and not blue. Interesting. Was that an LDO kit? Like this thing right here? That seems a little weird. Longer parts. Wow. This is my first time seeing, like, really seeing these extrusions, and it is jarring. Like, these are, ooh, these are nice. I almost want to just buy frame kits and cut them up for when I'm doing custom printers. Oh, that's very, very, very tempting. Because black gets old. It really does. Even the space gray LDO frames are really nice. But imagine just buying out just like plain extrusions and using those. It's a lot of extrusions. Okay. That is that, finally. Yeah, this is just going to be the frame assembly stream. Space Gray V0, that'd be nice. I mean, if I'm going to go with any color frame, I'd probably go with the Space Gray, because then you'd add your own colors. No super chats? Nope, I don't have 1,000 subs yet, so make sure to like and subscribe, and one day we'll get there. I do stream regularly on Twitch, which is also in the video description, where you can check out me doing a little more informal builds and discussions. You see the anodized tapped screw holes. Tapped screw holes. Are those anodized? Like this right here? It's not going to focus at all, but if so, that is beautiful. Oh my god. I like how a lot of the stuff on this is attention detail, right? All ends are nice looking. They're all anodized. Even though you're not going to see them, you know it's there. Those are the B extrusions. The A extrusions are this set right here. Don't want to scratch anything. I do have an extra camera as a close-up in case I need it. But I think I'll be fine with just overhead for now. You guys seem to like it. It's probably my most color accurate display as well, so we'll keep it. Okay, so this is here we have C extrusions, D, and E. It's a tiny one. Space gray look like stone, and then have a dark brown forests. Green ABS, make a Tri-Zero. Oh wow, Tree Zero. I love it. All right, well, that's that image. Sort them, make sure you have them all. It looks like we do. I'm not gonna count them, I'm sure we do. I will. 10 of these. There's supposed to be 10, looks like it. Cool. So, this is part 2. So we need just 8 of these extrusions. I'm gonna put the rest away. I'm gonna be very careful not to damage them as I'm transporting them. So I'm not going to stack them on top of each other like I do with all the rest of my extrusions. I will value these ones a bit more. It changes color as you like look at it too. It's kind of, it's so hard to show in person, but you'd have to see it. Man. So this is part 2 where we have screws. So let me bust out the screw kit. This was provided by LDO. I just got the plain, stainless color. So this guy right here. It's an LDO hardware kit. This might not be 100% aligned to what we're doing because it's an LDO kit, and this isn't necessarily an LDO printer, but we'll make do. Fun fact: you can't fit the deck panel if you install the Z drives first. Yep. So right now this is gonna be a frame assembly, and then next stream will be installing a deck panel and going further. But there's a lot to do. I mean, we could do quite a bit just in this stream. It's more of an organizing, getting used to the manual, getting used to the parts, bringing up making sure my desk is occupied for many weeks. How many streams do you think it's going to take to do this? I'll be doing some stuff off stream to speed up time, but oh, it has those fancy feet. Okay, so we have the feet right here. Let me see if this... Does this one work right here? Yes, it does. Let me go to... Sure, whatever. The overhead, copy my... right here. Perfect. Looks good to me. Yeah, let's look at this like aesthetic. Oh, I love it. So we have the feet, which are these little feet thingies. I'll leave those packaged. These are the special LDO, I think they're slide-in nuts. I think you have to slide these in beforehand. I'm not 100% sure, but we'll figure that out as we go. We have some M5 versions. Bunch of M5 screws. M5 button heads. Self-tapping. What are these for? I really don't know. Is this for like sensors and stuff? That's gonna be inserted after the frame assembly. Okay, cool. Train took like 30 hours. I'll be streaming, so it's gonna take longer regardless. So that's why I want to do some stuff off screen. A ton of M3x8s. That's what the linear rails are gonna take, so I understand that. And then just a bunch. All the stuff. All the things. Nothing else super super critical. But I mean, that's the whole thing. And then of course we have the corner pieces for the frame. So let me grab my Steve Builds hex tray and then start going through. As I open a bag, I'm gonna put it right in here to make sure we don't lose it. Yeah. So I need M5 by 16s. M5 by 16, that's these guys. So I'm just gonna dump them in my hand and put the bag on the bottom, then dump these on there so I still know what it is. There's a life pro tip for you. Yes, yeah, this is a nice Polymaker yellow tray. Kind of looks like a honeycomb, huh? It's a nice color for it. Alright, so we're starting off with the A extrusion. We need to screw in, we're preparing them to be inserted into the sides. So we're just kind of screwing them in partially, as the manual said before. Yeah, so we're gonna have 2 of them up against each other and then installing one of these side pieces. Okay, so 2 of the A extrusions and then screw them in. Sounds good to me. These are gonna be 2.5 mil? No, those are bigger. I need my, just this one right here. I wish I had a driver like this and 3mm. I should probably pick one of those up, but that's okay. I'm gonna start assembling, so we're just screwing stuff in. If you guys have any questions along the way, feel free to ask. So they need to be about a little more than that. We want them like mostly in, just enough so they slide in like this. See what I mean? Just enough so they can slide in, which ends up being about that much sticking out. So do that for all of these. Yeah, these are the Wera ones, the Hex Pluses. This side is a ball, which it's nice for some cases, but you can't torque the screws down with it, or you really shouldn't. So it's good to get it started, but I prefer to have a hex ended instead of a ball ended. Hey, it's fun. I feel like a real YouTuber now. Man, I'm streaming on YouTube. 3D printing, building a printer. I'm up there with Steve Builds, we got Nero, Golden, everyone. Hey, I also didn't share this on Twitter. I don't get automatic Twitter posts. I probably should. That would be a good idea. We're not getting pizza. Maybe Taco Bell. Not on these streams, but if you catch a Twitch stream, maybe we'll get some. As I'm typing this, I will kind of mention on the 25th of March, write that down on your calendar. We might do something special that day. Let me... Saw my carbon fiber print on Twitter. It looks great. Yeah, so I've been testing out Polymaker's PA612 nylon, which has been printing amazing. I'm just like the surface quality of a nylon, if you've never seen it. Not great for printer parts. Ironically, I just printed off another tool head in it, but not the best choice for printer parts. But just look at that. It's you'd have to see it in person, but or check my post online. But it's just such like a matte and clean finish. I love it. That's a PA612 Polymaker. Carbon fiber nylon. I would just buy it for how it looks, to be honest, like print stuff. Like I printed off a EVA front plate in it. It just looks so good. Okay. I just posted a link on Twitter saying I'm live. It's probably better late than never. Watching on your Raspberry Pi 400, nice. I love it. Back to the manual. You have these two in now. I'll prepare 8 extrusions. Oh, okay, we're just doing them all. So these are all the frame extrusions. We need to do all the same thing on them. Okay. Let be evening of March 23rd. March 23rd. 25th. 25th, this is Saturday. Saturday. I will announce when I have a little more details, but I'll be doing my 1-year stream that day. I've been talking about this over on Twitch, but 1-year celebration. Can't stream with some Maker Deck at the same time. I could, but because I'm kind of doing a bunch of other things, I prefer just to keep it separate. The point of Maker Deck, in my opinion, is kind of either you are talking to a camera or you're not. You can do both, but I'd rather be it's for when I want to focus. Like if I'm, that's a great idea. If I want to stop streaming and just focus, I would stop this stream and start streaming on a Maker Deck where there's no distractions, or, well, minimal. You guys are great, but man, are you ever distracting? Alright. Going pretty fast. Well, this whole frame built today. But no, it's a great idea. People have built Vorons on Maker Deck. We did a big giveaway on there, and LDO gave away a Trident build, and the winner actually streamed building it on Maker Deck, which is very cool. So kind of like what I'm doing now, but stationary camera, just building a Trident. Like, that's awesome. That's making. I love it. Oh, is it ever nice to have clean tapped extrusions? Having to tap these yourself, it's just so much of an extra pain. If you're looking into building a Trident, get an LDO kit. They make everything so easy for you. I've seen the kits. It's totally worth the time you save. It really is. There's all the little things, and they add up. When you're talking about a 40-hour build, that can easily turn into a 60-hour, even like an 80-hour build. And that's working on it. So having to crimp all your own wires and drill your own cut your own extrusions, drill them, tap. Almost done with this. Hey, look at this. We have a inspector. Have an inspector. This is Ginger, for everyone who's new to the channel. Everyone say hello, Ginger. Usually does not come on the table because there's too much stuff on there, but... You want to inspect the parts? Can you make sure these are good? Is everything good? Ugh. Okay. When you're attacking the Allen key, that's when it becomes a pain. You inspecting? This way. Face the camera, please. Inspector Ginger. What do you think? Are these LDO extrusions of good quality? Are they screwing in nice and easy? I think so. I love it. All right, next step. Can we move on? Do we have all the screws in here? Oh, okay, not the keyboard. That's where I draw the limit, is the keyboard. You can sit there, though. All right. Next is the frame assembly. So we need 2 of these, plus 1 of the long pieces. So I'll have to make some space. Final frontier. Hi. I need space. I'm just going to put everything in this box for now. All the screws and miscellaneous stuff. Back in the box. Until I need it. Because we're going to need all the space we can get. While this isn't the biggest build, I mean, just look at the size of the frame compared to this. It's going to be significantly smaller. Not significantly, but probably about like that big in comparison. Actually, it's going to be exactly this high. Ish. plus like that. So like, this is the general footprint compared to this printer. So quite a bit smaller. This is really, Ginger? Okay, anywhere but the keyboard. You can't lay on the keyboard. You can lay right here. Yeah, this is a tough inspector, all right. Yeah. Stay there, please. Yourself to the side. All right, so we need to just start with this. So it's going like this, but I'm gonna assemble it on the side, if that makes sense. So hypothetically, this is my nice flat reference sheet, and it is pretty flat. It's a high pressure laminate, but it has to be installed on a flat surface as well. So we're just going to get this snug, and you can do this a few ways. What I like to do is actually use these, what is it, 135 blocks. You can take 2 of them. Oh, Ginger, you're changing scenes. Okay. You can sit on the floor. You can take these and put one in the middle like this. That's your square inside. Then put one on the outside, and that's your flat reference. So you want this part right here flat because it can slide back and forth, and you want this one square. Ginger is also producer. Yes, I need to train Ginger on how to produce though. Lacking. And I'm gonna drag this off screen, but I'm gonna tighten it as I'm holding this in. And you know, you can like clamp it if you want, but I just kind of like hold everything together and then screw it together. But I'm gonna need to use the I'm gonna bring out the Harbor Freight kit if I can find the right size, because that has a flat-ended. Is this 3? Yeah, this is 3. So I just have these little T handles from Harbor Freight, and those are good for getting into here. All right, so like this. Do it nice, snug, not overdoing it, but you know, getting it snug. And that side is in. That's completely flush here and at a 90-degree angle as best as possible. Perfect. Then it wants us to do the other side. So we have one that looks like this, that slides in. We're gonna have to put it like this. And then similar sense, I'm gonna square it up to the Z extrusion. So I'm gonna put my block on this side this time. And then like that. Getting it set up as best as possible before you start. Yeah, I'll have to do it like this. Whatever. Getting it set up as square as you can as you're screwing it in will save you a lot of time when you go to square the chassis. Okay, I'm just gonna do this. I mean, ideally, all corners will be square, so it doesn't necessarily matter. But now I want to make sure that, you know, these are square, and yes, those do appear to be roughly square. This one? Yeah, they're square. It'll mostly square itself up together. And yeah, nice green frame. It's very cool. Have like woodpeckers and all of the other measuring equipment, but this will be fine. Built on a flat surface. Yeah, glass or granite. This is mostly flat. All right, now we need to do the same thing. So we're just continuing. I don't know if there's a specific way to assemble it, but we'll essentially want to add in another one of these. We'll do another one of these, and then we'll add the other pieces together. The blocks come in the kit. No, these are just standard Standard 135 blocks, I believe that's what they're called. They come in a little carrying case. You can get them on Amazon. They're machined, I believe. So they should be square or a decent reference point. Hey, golden check bar. Welcome. So this is one of the pro printer builders over on YouTube. So make sure to go check out his channel. But building a 2.4. This is awesome. I've had a lot of the parts for so long. I just want to get out of the way. They're 1, 2, 3 blocks. This one is a 1. Is it 1, 2? 1, 2. Is it 1, 2, 3? 1, 2, 3. I guess. Oh yeah, it is. It is. Yeah. What am I? I'm going crazy. Is that 3 inches? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. 1, 2, 3 blocks. They come in different varieties, so my bad. But we're just going through the guide, and how do we have this the first time? Like this? Yeah, like this. We're trying to get this as square as we can as we go, using these 1, 2, 3 blocks. If you built a Voron, you go for a blue frame. The blue is really nice. I like all the colors. I really like the purple too, but I think those are being discontinued. Hey, blocks make it nice and simple. Everything is, see, I can feel already this is not lined up perfect. So I can feel there's a little bit of a lip on here. So that's where you want to go back and make sure that you're really assembling this correctly. Don't rush it. Don't rush it. So what I do is I'm applying force in this direction, but I'm also applying force in that direction with this. So it's kind of a game of trying to get everything kind of aligned correctly, and then screwing it in. All right, that's better. Yeah, it's again, LDO green frame. If you're looking for a 2.4 in green, West 3D still has some available at the time of this recording, so make sure to check them out. Okay, and this one, I don't think it matters which direction they're assembled in, luckily. So they can be kind of rotated. There's no directionality. So that's nice. This one needs to screw in via that way. So I think we're gonna do this. That. Perfect. That works good. So again, I'm pressing this one against the frame, holding that together. And then these two are sliding together up against there. And then I'm holding that in place. Hard to explain, easier to just kind of do and get square. How does that look? Does not look great. There's a lot of play. Just screwing it together won't get it square. If you have most of the stuff square, it'll kind of like self-correct, but it does take a little bit of accuracy to get this perfect. So just take your time and make sure before you actually go and put other parts on, make sure your frame is square. Do all the checks. It's gonna make your life a lot easier. All right, that's those two. We're almost done the frame. So we need these two. Oh, I forgot Ginger, you missed one. My inspector. Oh, no, never mind. I have it up the wrong way. Never mind, there we go. Ginger's good. Not fired. Okay, so I'm just gonna I'm gonna rotate it like this so I can work on this side. These are the Z extrusions. So I'm gonna put those in like this and then keep going. Perfect. Okay, check that. This is my finger to make sure there's no lip. That shows if it's set up mostly correct. And this one, I'll have to rotate in this direction. That. Do it on this side now because I can't rotate it. That's okay. If you're enjoying this build so far, make sure to give me a thumbs up. If you're watching in the future, make sure to leave a comment down below. Comment what your favorite LDO frame color is, and what color would you want them to have if you could have any color. I think teal would look amazing, like a nice light teal. What is their blue color? Their blue is kind of, it's like a darker blue. It's this blue right here, which looks amazing, but it'd be cool to have a teal. The purple looks nice too. Like they all look they're all great colors. Space gray is a nice look. It's kind of a plain, but still not black frame. Or even a white. White be awesome. Yeah, white frame. White printers look so good. Have you seen a white and black build? Oof, that is sharp. All right, one last Z to put on. Panda printer. Yeah, there you go. Good idea. You can get custom extrusions too. You can get custom colors. It's just fun to be able to buy a full LDO kit with the color that you already want. So there is a time and a place for self-sourcing when you want to get those very custom, very, very unique builds. Looks good. So rotate. I have just enough room to build this. It's like the perfect amount of space. Luckily, this is a deeper, extended, table, desk thing, so I have that space. All right. Put that in. Looks pretty good to me. I'm gonna just go around and make sure they all feel good. They do. No major lips. Good. Golden's finishing the 1.8 tap mod and running belts. Awesome. Are you going with a stealth burner for your 1.8 rebuild? I forget. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So this is what it looks like right now. We're at this stage where we have the lower section built. Let me check the manual to make sure that's actually what I'm supposed to be doing. Okay. Yeah. And then for the rest, I'm going to flip it upside down. Just going to take it like this and flip it and do the same thing. True silver would be awesome too. I mean, there's infinite colors. Infinite colors you can go with. So we're going to do this. We're going to just kind of take the extrusions and slide them under that. Kind of like pre-put them into place. Let's see if I can do that reasonably. Yeah, leave yourself a lot of room for this, because once you start, you're not going to want to just, take all your components, put them away. So it'd be best to dedicate a spot to build a printer like this for however long it takes. Oh, look at that. Ah, it's looking good. I'm so excited. Like I said, I've had the parts for this for many months. My first piece, fun fact, that was dedicated for this build was the build plate. This was sent over by Bob, one of my Twitch viewers. Very much appreciated. And I was like, well, I guess I'm building a 2.4 now. I did not expect it to be this involved in terms of sourcing, if that makes any sense. So having to go and self-source everything. Like, there's a lot of components you have to worry about. It's quite a bit overwhelming if you've never done it before. Luckily, I was building Simple Core, which is a completely self-source printer, no kits, and I've had basic experience of starting from scratch. And luckily, the fastener kits that LDO provides, those are really nice because they come with exactly the parts you need. It's so expensive to buy, like, if you need 10 of something, you have to buy it in multi-packs, and the minimum cost is going to be so much higher. Yeah, Twitch tagging is not great. So I do apologize, but I prefer, did I say Twitch? YouTube tagging. YouTube has some features that are kind of broken right now. I think they're improving, and I like this as a live streaming platform. I really do. Eventually, and you can give me your thoughts on this, but I'd love to start streaming completely on YouTube. The quality is much better. I don't know, the quality is better. There's not really much of a difference. I guess the memberships and bits and not bits, but the donations, you get more of a cut on YouTube as that is sort of a perk. So if you want to donate, it would be a bit more cost effective in terms of getting funds across. But right now, if you want to donate, the best way to do so is on Patreon. I do have one that is linked in the video description. I don't post a lot on there, but I'm planning on doing a couple of fun things for members as a thank you. So if you want in on that before, feel free to join. I also have a private Discord where you can chat and offer suggestions for future videos. I plan on doing a bunch of just regular main channel videos on this account. So as I start doing those, I'll start streaming more and more on here. I have a lot of printers to build, guys. There are a lot of printers. I still have to finish my Rook. I was dealing with some stuff with that, and I wanted to fix everything before I did another stream. But this printer is just, this needs to get done. So we're finishing it. And I wanted to get it started in case I start building it, and then, oh boy, I forgot this one thing. You think Twitch is too busy? That's fair. Yeah, YouTube's very cut down. And as you see on my screen, I just have the 2 cameras. No fancy overlays, nothing. If you have suggestions for stuff you want to see on the stream, let me know in the comments or message me on Discord. But I'm open to any suggestions. If you guys want to see something done differently, I'm all ears. Just the music can't change. I prefer the music on YouTube. It's my DMCA. Oh, I should link the playlist in my video descriptions. That's a great idea. But it's my DMCA free, like, synthwave playlist. All right. I think we're good here. I think we're good. Just giving it a nice feel to see if there's any overlap. I can feel on maybe this one isn't correct. So yeah, so this one, there's a bit of a lip. I can feel that, so I'm gonna have to go and re-screw that in. Just go back and put the extrude or the block. You don't need that middle one. You really don't. But just get it so the outside is all flush. And it's pretty easy to feel. Your fingers are very sensitive, so it's easy to feel if one part is sticking out too much. And I can go in and just micro adjust everything. It's actually not that critical for these if they're in and out just a little bit, I wouldn't say. As long as they're pretty much there. Pretty much there. Another thing you can do is tilt it on its side. And that will give that flat reference point to where you can maybe, you know, loosen it and retighten it, but you're always going to run into an issue where you have to have some section squared up. So this is a mostly squared up. Oh wow, this thing is already, wow, this is already super rigid. Like, I am torquing on this, no movement at all. This printer, oof, has a lot more play. I love blind joints. They add so much rigidity. That's a small printer. Oh my god. That's tiny. That's not bad at all. I mean, it's a big printer. I mean, let's take a rook and put the rook in here. That's, yeah, obviously a bit bigger. But overall, that's a pretty good size. I like that. Careful about twist extrusion. Oh, I don't think I'm able to twist those. Of course I could, but I don't think I'll be twisting those. Nice. Step back over here. Carefully. Don't knock everything over. Fix your Focus Odin 5 printers. I would have a hard time fixing that. Hey, Mark, you, welcome on in. Okay, now we're doing the, yeah, we're almost done the frame. Like, we have the base, the base left. So these are gonna be, these right here. So first we have to put on the corner brackets. Find the corner brackets, put those on. Those are screwed on with M5x16s. How good, the same size. Perfect, I like that. Makes my life easy. I'll just go into this view. Take out our, they're each individually packaged so they don't rub up against each other. It's a nice feature. Same color green as the frame. That's nice. What build volume is this going to be? This is a 300. 300. I can dig out my frame. It's just over here, or my bed. We'll put that on after this. In fact, can I put the bed on now? Do I want to put the bed on now? Simple core is oversized because of the extrusions used. So I think they're 500 extrusions, because that was a off-the-shelf type of thing where you just buy it. And originally, this was supposed to be 300 cubed. 300 cubed. Oh, sorry, not 300 cubed. 500 extrusions all the way around. I added extra long ones on the Z to get extra Z height. That is nice for printing large things like the trash can I have down there. And right now I have a 350 plate on it, and I'll eventually add a magnet, so I'll work on that in the background. I just added a volcano on there and it works pretty nice. Volcano Rapido. But yes, this build size I think is perfect. If you're doing a custom Core XY printer, I would go for 300. The cost isn't much more, the size it takes up isn't a lot more, and the performance is less. You're gonna get slower accelerations, but minimal. So having the extra capacity to print large things, if you build a $1,500 printer, you're gonna want it to print large things if possible. So it depends what you already have. If you don't have any 300 printers, you can always just pick up something like a Kingroon KP 5L, Solve SB06 Plus, etc. But 300, in my opinion and in my experience, is the sweet spot for sure. And even printing something that's designed, let's say, to be printed on Prusa, having the extra bit of headroom is nice. You don't want to max out your build volume. Ideally, if you're printing something that's exactly your build volume, you're going to run into issues. So having that extra little buffer is a good thing. Go. 350 is more of a pain to tune. Yes, yes, yes. That's the issue, is tuning your belts and then tuning your max speeds. If you don't push your printers fast, like the stock speeds for Voron, it's only 4,000 acceleration. You can easily hit that in any size. But if you're trying to push your printers to their limits, you're definitely going to want to grab the right size extrusion. You're going to want to... It'll be easier to tune a smaller printer. This. But I think a larger printer is more practical. So, again, 300, it's a good size. For the price. If you're going to spend like the same price from a 250 to a 300, because not much changes in terms of the build. You're changing your rail sizes, which is pretty minimal. I'm using just a 1, 2, 3 block to get this all squared up. And then using the table as a reference. Not as critical, but it's nice to have everything lined up. And thank you, Gulsberg. Yes, this, again, very nice color frame. It's definitely a unique color build. Actually, I think Steve Builds has this exact same color scheme. A green frame with dark gray and gray. But this is unique to me. My first colored extrusion printer. You get more tools to build 3D printers. You don't need much. You need a good set of hex keys. I prefer these single driver Weras. These are my favorite. I prefer good side cutters. These are the Eigen P6 side cutters. And then if you get into custom printers, you're gonna want to pick up a good set of crimpers. These are the Iwis 3220Ms. Those are my favorite. Everyone's loved them that I've recommended to. They apply the perfect amount of tension, so you'll never have to worry about a bad crimp. And they're easy to use one-handed. But of course, you can buy a ton of tools. If you're interested, over on the Maker Deck YouTube channel, on the Z and Z show, me and Pezliz went over a bunch of tools that you might find useful for 3D printing. And there are a lot. Just like with other tools that you use like for cars and for around the house, you don't have to get everything right away, but it's good to have something to start with. And then upgrade as you go. Hybrid Robotics has a heavily modified Ender 5 Plus for large stuff. Fair enough. Bed heater does not cover the entire bed though. Yeah, that's the issue with large printers, is that they have the physical build volume, but usable build volume is something very different. Crimping wires is how you found out you need glasses? Oh boy. Watch Steve and you'll end up with many tools. Yeah, I think we share quite a few of like the similar tools, but yes, he has a lot more. He's collected them for a lot more time. Once I go into the garage and start doing some like woodworking out there, I can show you some of my like woodworking tools and like my regular tools, not just the 3D printing hand tools. But these are on. Did that. Now we're gonna look at the frame. So I don't think it matters. It does not matter which direction. But we do have to put M5 T-nuts. Let's grab some M5 T-nuts. I'm not taking these out of the bag because there's no point. What kind of crimp is that for? Like this guy right here. These are just like your standard JST. Pretty much every single crimp you'll need to do in a 3D printer, besides the ferrules and the regular ones. What I think is like a regular crimp. Like the spade connectors, those things. Alright. My first look at these. Interesting. So how do they go in? Oh, there's even a shim. Okay, well, let's be careful. So we need a shim. I think it's the first time we need to shim. I'm not sure why we need to shim. Oh, for length. The total length would be too long without a shim. Gotcha. Okay, and this is where we have to... this is where you have to get it pretty good. It's not going to matter a ton because it's just the bed. But in order to get the proper build volume, you need to have your extrusions on square. Okay, so sliding the M5 nuts. Let's see, how do those slide in? I've never used these, so let's go to the very beginning and see. So it's these ones right here. Post-install T-nut. Roll in T-nut, okay. How do you assemble them though? Which direction do they go in? Okay, I guess it's the round part down, right? Yeah, it must be. That's something that I would ask as a first-time builder. And it does look like they are. Okay, so the round side is down. Pop one side and first and push. Oh, wait, what? How do these go in? Oh, okay. Alright, they just like slide it in sideways. This, just kind of put it in and then push. Wow. That is neat. And it has little, yeah, it has a little like ball spring on there. Huh. So we have to get it kind of lined up where we need it first. So let's do that. I'll put this one on this side, put that one on that side. Or is it the other way? Yeah, that's the right way. Just trying to go by that picture. It's a very small picture. You have a ferrule kit and a JST kit. Each kit has their own different control. Yes, ferrules are very different than JSTs for sure. What I have is useful for JSTs, even DuPonts, it does work. Although you want to make sure you have the right crimper. You can still move it after it's in. Yeah, there was like popping out as I was moving it, so I wanted to make sure. Okay, I just didn't have it in all the way. Those are pretty tight, which is actually really nice. Actually, those are like, yeah, those aren't going anywhere. They're in there. Oh. Let me just line them up kind of by eye. I just shot. Interesting. I'm so used to the other style. Ugh. Okay. But these don't twist, which is nice. Wow, I'm struggling with these. Okay. Good enough for now. We'll put these on and kind of get them started, and then we can hopefully adjust them after. Ooh, there goes that camera. let's see. And then we need M5 by 10 button head. M5 by 10. We need some shims. Which are these spacers? M5 by 10. Here we go. I'll put these in the tray. Like this. All right, perfect. And then we need the M5 shims. Let's put those in this little section right here. These are clearly M5 shims. It's almost like these are sized specifically for building a Voron. Steve's part tray. Okay, I'm gonna go around and just start them, but not tighten them fully. It's back for now. That T handle. The T handle hex. Yeah, so this is a Harbor Freight kit. Just a cheap hex set. It works. The quality is not great, but it's functional. Again, I prefer these drivers, but I don't have that in 3mm, sadly. I prefer to do everything by hand for printer builds too, without using powered screwdrivers. It's so little screwing that it's better just to do everything by hand. Okay, give a shim on there, shim on there, shim on there, one more. This one. Okay, so hypothetically, yeah, okay, once these are on, it's easier to move around, I believe. Yeah, you just gotta get them like, they don't just like freely slide, but they are movable. So this is where we need to now measure. Oh, my tool's upstairs. Half printer width towards the middle, and 65 from the middle. That's kind of an odd measurement. Why do I care if it's from the middle? What? Double check your bed has the holes in the same spot as measurements. They should. I can grab it. Well, let me get this like semi-correct first. This edge to edge. Okay, we'll use this DigiKey thing. So, well, it's all sizes. I mean, there's only 3 sizes, but yeah, I get it. So actually, let's do this. Let's do some math. Because I only need one value. So it says half printer width for standard sizes. We have a 300 spec, so 230 minus 65, and then minus 20 for 2020. So 145 should be our outer to inner. We can just do outer to outer. That makes a little more sense. So plus 20. So 165 from here to here should be 165. So let's see if I can do that here. And I'm gonna cheat. I'll be right back. Okay, no cheating for me today. I can't find the thing I was going to use to cheat. Damn, okay. It's fine. What else can we do? I have one other option, but I don't have enough length. We'll just eyeball it. How's that sound? Okay. As long as we have consistency. Consistency is key. So 165. $165. Close. You know, these nuts really, they really don't want to move, do they? Interesting. Ooh. $165. So something like that. I'll just get rough and then we'll go from there. Same thing on this side. 165. This is the part I was going to do off stream because it's not that entertaining. Does anyone find this entertaining right now? Is it fun to watch this? This specific part where I'm trying to get the frame squared up. That looks okay. What is this? Let's get that out of there. I'm already like thinking about my next Voron build. Oh man, this is rough. This is rough. Where did the 165 from? I did half printer width, so for 300 that's 230, and then I subtracted 65. So I'm going from outer to outer. So I think I did that right. Is that right? 230 minus 65. That's 165. Screw sorting. This is better than screw sorting. I mean, we did sort screws. We're not sorting screws. This one's almost correct. 65. And this is just for the bed. So it's not super critical that it's exactly right, because you're just mounting a bed to it, and the bed also has a little bit of flexibility. So we're just trying to get it roughly as close as we can. It's better to be as close as possible. Hey. Looks good to me. Everything feels good. Now we can test our bed. I don't think we installed the bed yet. I doubt it, but we can at least test it. I don't have... I already have a magnet on here, which I'm probably going to replace anyway. So... because I was using this in my simple core. But we can just kind of line it up and see if that looks correct. And it's actually a little bit off. Yeah, look at that. Look at that. It's like a good... 3 millimeters off. Half of 300 is... well, the frame is not 300... It's a 300 printer, so this is 300. This is the only thing that's 300. The frame is not 300. And it, again, right on here. Whoops. Right on here, I'm looking at the 350 spec is 230. So from this distance here to this distance here is 230. Hypothetically. And I'm only 3 millimeters off, so I'm guessing I'm pretty close. So what should I do here? Just kind of checking to see which side is more or less incorrect. Oh, it's this side. Totally this side. Yeah, this one's completely wrong. Okay. So let's loosen this up. Readjust. But that's a good idea. Whoever mentioned checking the bed. Very good idea. Because it is off. I think that's how I was measuring it, to be honest. We should be going this way. Do this. Let's get this like kind of eyeballed. You just do that. Okay. That looks good. I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna eyeball it. Because obviously the bed, I'm lining up for the bed. So we're just trying to get it the same. That's the idea, is to get it centered. Now this is too far, so I'm gonna have to, yeah, loosen this up a little. Slide it over. And do this, and then okay, that looks good. And that lines up mostly centered. Good enough for me. That side is good. I'll do the other side. Yeah, I'm just reading the manual, sorry. Now let's get this side aligned. So this is our fixed side. And we'll get it lined up for this. Could even use a 3-2-1 block to get it mostly lined up. Not a bad idea. On both sides. So I have one side hopefully correct, and now I am eyeballing the center line. Because either it mounts or it doesn't mount, right? And we're just trying to get it lined up so we can mount it. Be nice if there were pre-tapped holes here. That would take all of this trouble out. I'm not gonna say it's trouble, but it's just an extra step. Okay, so that looks good on that side. And on that side, looks pretty good from the overhead too, huh? Okay, perfect. Let's go back to the manual. So we did that. Check for squareness. So checking for square, who's that guy? Yes, we did extrusions. He built the frame. How is he verifying that it's square? Measuring the corners. Okay, yeah, so we can do that. Me. Okay. So to measure for squareness, okay. How I have done it for the other printer is just measuring corner to corner. I think it's the only real way to measure. So we can take our handy screwdriver that I definitely prepared and had ready for this stream, all ready. Is just, it's ready. It's so ready that it's ready for another time, apparently. I'm just using for something. Always using the screwdriver and always just putting it down after. Anyone else do that? Especially with screwdrivers, or not screwdrivers, sorry, tape measures. Tape measures are the worst. Because you use it and then you're done measuring, so you just put it where you measured. But then you forgot where you measured it. That's okay. It's probably square enough for now, and I'll double check it off screen. And I'm not gonna spend the whole time just going through and squaring it. So, about 15 more minutes of the stream. Let me just see what's next in the manual. Oh, I killed the... Okay, that's where we went. It's like, where's my manual? Nero replaced my manual. Long metal ruler. Oh, I do have one of those. I do. It's like right here. I literally have exactly that. It's just a long metal ruler. I bought this for checking kind of squareness on my floors because it's somewhat of a straight edge. So there we go. So I'm gonna kind of put it over the side a little bit so it sticks out. All right, have a good night, hybrid robotics. Good luck on your robots. All right, we're just gonna go from the corner. I'm gonna hold it at the tip and then measure. So this side, we're getting approximately side because we have more increments. I should have got a metric one. Okay. We're getting tip to tip 26 and a quarter. 26 and a quarter. Too long. And on here, we're getting, from that tip to here, exactly 26 and a quarter. Okay, so this side is square, and we're just gonna repeat that process on all four sides. Because there's four sides of a cube. $26 and a quarter. 26 and a quarter. Check all sides because one of them could be slightly off, I guess. $26 and a quarter. No, it's definitely four sides to a cube. Only four. Because we have four sides on top and bottom. Gotcha. 26 and a quarter. This one is different. This is a little less than, oh boy. Did I say a quarter? I meant an eighth. I can't do the American system. I can't. No, after switching to metric for 3D printing. All right, this one is gonna need the smaller increments. This is 25 and 9/16. 25 and 9/16. one. Oh, is that off? Oh, we have an issue here. Big issue. Oh, wow. Big issue. I'll have to fix that. Okay. Well, let's just measure this and I'll show you the issue. Yeah, same thing. Okay. So I didn't even catch this, but when I did my squaring, or my squaring, look what I miss. Second to focus. Is the focus locked on here? I think it is actually. There we go. See that? That is not right. So, yeah, we're gonna have to fix that. Not too bad though. And it's better to catch it now than later. And while I'm doing that, I'm gonna check these bottom ones too. Make sure that they're all flush. I don't know why those were off. Yeah, these ones are all perfect. It's just that top. You just gotta do it first. I didn't have that reference. But yeah, we're just gonna have to press down on here as we screw it. And I don't need the inside, I just need the outside. So we'll start with this one. Figure out why. Okay, is that good now? Out. Thanks for stopping by. Yeah, that's flat now. Okay, I just, is that flat? That's flat. It was just a couple of them are off. Yeah, this side is all off. Huh. Interesting. So let me loosen both of these. Again, really good to double check this stuff before you go any further, because once you start assembling it and getting components in, it's almost impossible to fix this after the fact. Luckily, this isn't a V0 though, and we don't have to worry about completing the build or getting almost all the way to the end and realizing you didn't have a nut where it's supposed to be. Alright, so as I'm screwing this in, it wants to come up. That's what's happening. It wants to force itself up. So why is it doing that? Because of how I'm not constraining it. I'm going to tightly hold it down. Okay. Now it's not lined up over there. Alright. Try to hold everything together as one package. It is mildly difficult. That looks better. I'm going to screw this one in too while I'm at it. That's the nice thing about external corner brackets though, because it's not going to try to over constrain itself as you screw it in. You can very finely adjust it. Okay, that looks better. I feel like this one could go down a little bit. Do that. My table isn't perfect, but it should be good enough to do this. And we've gotten it pretty much perfect until now. Okay, what was the other one? Yeah, this one's way off. Catching it now. Hey, Maker Viking, welcome on in. I'll be wrapping this up fairly shortly, about 10 minutes, so stick with me till then, and then we'll try to raid out somewhere. We'll find somewhere to go. And for anyone watching, you can still call me Zombie Hedgehog. This is just my channel name. You can call me Austin too. That's fine. That's my name. Call me whatever you want, though. Call me Hedgehog Makes. It's just weird after being Zombie Hedgehog for so long. My channel name is Hedgehog Makes. It's complicated. It's very complicated. This is YouTube, you don't rate here. I know. YouTube, add rating. I think you'd actually have to have people streaming on your platform, though. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it's holding everything kind of like together. Pressing this down, pressing like this part has to be pressed down. This has to be pressed up against here. And it all has to be done kind of at the same time while you're screwing it in. It's not the easiest, and you benefit from having clamps. You're doing it by yourself. Okay, yeah, this is just not. I'm getting a couple of the things right, but I'm not getting them all correct. I'm just gonna loosely screw it in, and we can tighten it later. Yeah, I think that's good on there and good on there. Good enough. Ah, yes, I am. My regular account is Zombie Hedgehog, but I wanted to start off with fresh because YouTube, unfortunately, pushes analytics differently if you've had a legacy account, like a really old account, versus creating a new channel. So I almost was forced to make a new channel for this, which is fine. This makes it a little awkward when I'm in other streams. That's okay. I don't need to advertise my stuff everywhere. Rating? Is there actual rating on YouTube? What? Wild. That's in. Cool. And now it's better. And we verified everything's mostly square. It looks fairly square. I mean, I measured it and it's square. So we'll call it square. That's the nice thing about these, the way of assembling it with these blind joints, is that it kind of self-squares. It's very nice. Because everything is a square to square, and if you have everything squared as you're squaring it, it's just square. You square? Okay, let's go back to the screen capture and see where we left off. We got to page 21 out of 200 and something. Great. And this is the simple section. This is just the frame. So next is the deck panels. The deck panel, the linear rails, and the Z idlers. So we can do the linear rails. Oops, wrong screen capture. We can do the linear rails, but I'm waiting on this deck panel. So why don't I take those out and show you? It's a good idea. Who wants to see the linear rails we're using for this project? I sure as heck do. Box over here. All right. So, huge thank you to West3D. We were originally just going to do one of the Berserkers for the X-axis, but they upgraded and sent me Berserker rails for everything. So this is a completely West3D Berserkified rails. If you haven't seen these yet, these are their, at the time of this video, new linear rails. They are the Berserker rails. Promise me they are. I promise you they are. I guess they're actually a lighter preload than the CNA rails, but they're extremely high precision. They just feel, you can feel them. They feel smoother than my other ones. So I'll get these lubed up. I'll show you how I lubricate them, and then I'll install them next stream. Take them all out. We just need 4 of them for now. They're all the same size, which is nice. So if you're looking for linear rails for your printer, doesn't have to be a Voron, can be an Ender 3. Check out West 3D. Their link is in the video description, and I have an affiliate code which helps me out, helps me be able to build printers like this and help make content. No, I can't do Twitch commands on here. So I just need 4 of these for now. These 2 can go in the box for later. Lubrication. Do I have my lube handy? I don't know if I do. Well, that's an issue. Okay, well I guess not doing it on this stream. I'll get it for next time though, and we'll leave off here. We'll leave off where we need to lubricate the rails. Maybe we'll do it off stream. There's plenty of videos. I'll just do it off stream. How I do it, I'll just show you. Is no lube, I know. I do it a little bit dangerous. So I'll take the extrusion and I'll slide it out a little bit. I don't remove it fully. And then I'll squeeze in lube onto the balls on both sides. And then I'll kind of like run it back and forth. And I'm kind of like forcing it in. Otherwise, you can take the whole thing off like this. I don't recommend this, but do that and then apply 2 lines of lubricant on the balls and then very carefully slide it in. Slide it in very straight. You don't want to lose any of those ball bearings. Keep a very close eye whenever you're putting them back in. These might actually have a proper port though. I think they do. The Berserker rails can be lubed from the port on there, so it's pretty easy. And then you can keep these little stoppers on while you're not using them, just to make sure the carriages don't fall off, but that's that. And what I'll do off stream is I will get all of the printed parts ready for the next part of the build. And then have those, make sure they're all correct, and I have them all. They're printed well, the right color. And then, oh boy, we get to install the Berserker motion kit. This thing is intense. It uses West 3D's ceramic bearings, which are these guys right here. If you're looking to build a premium printer, I strongly recommend checking these out. They're a premium price, but they're essentially the best that you can get for this application. So check those out, as well as the Berserker rails. You can use them on any printer that takes, you know, if your printer moves, there's a high chance you can use it. Now that being said, I don't have anything else for you. Thank you for tuning in. We got the frame built. That's exactly what I wanted to do. And we got it verified that it's square. Yeah. I'm liking the size. I thought it was going to be a lot bigger. Oh my god. I was preparing for it to be huge, but I forgot how just ridiculously tall my printers are. That'll be nice. I'll be able to put it in a spot that's reasonable. It's still not a small printer, but it actually takes up less footprint than a regular 300 bed slinger because the bed has to move back and forth. Yeah. Of course, yeah, it'll go up probably about like right here. But still, it's still a pretty small footprint. It's not going to get bigger in these directions. We're going to have some panels on here, but no, it's not going to be significant. I'm just comparing it against that one. It's big. Cool. Well, Thank you all for tuning in today. Make sure to leave a like on this video. If you're watching in the future, leave a comment. Let's see. Have you tried linear rails yet? Any brand of linear rail. If you have, what did you get? Did you like them? Did you lubricate them? I find that this is one of the best upgrades you can do to any printer, is replacing your V-wheels with linear rails, especially high quality ones. So thanks to West3D for sending over a ton of components for this build. Thanks to LDO providing the motors, the assembly screws, the hot end. I'll be using a Fadis Rapido in upcoming stream. So I'll be using one of those. And they did provide the orbiter that I'm using on my Simple Core. It was originally for this build, but I wanted to test it. And the orbiter 2 works so good that I just had to. I had to keep it on there. I'm not taking that off ever. And of course, thanks to Polymaker for both supporting the channel with filaments and also providing the awesome gray and dark gray ABS for the rest of the parts. And thank you, Bob. Bob provided this, as well as some other stuff. So this is the inspiration for the build, just a basic panel. So you turn one panel into a whole printer. All right. Well, that was fun. I'm not sure when I'm streaming next, but stay tuned. Make sure to ring the bell to get notifications when I go live. I post on the Polymaker Discord when I'm going live, so keep an eye on that. I'm regularly around there. And Bob does get his name on the printer. When I get the back panel laser engraved, his name will be on there, of course. So, see you around. Have a great night. Bye. I need an outro, don't I? Needs like a fancy outro saying, "You just watched Hedgehog Makes." This is Hedgehog making an outro. Or you can just do impromptu talking with the ending screen and some music. Bye!